Yo, peace was good. Welcome to the store, my CD collection. This is part 46. I know it's been like a couple weeks since I've done one, but you know, better late than never. Alright. You know how I get down. You know, went digging, you know, got a couple of CDs, and some of these are like eBay purchases, and the rest I bought, you know, on FYE and shit like that. Cause I went to FYE like the other day. I think, let's say like last week, yeah, sometime last week. But anyways, without further ado, you know, I'll get down, show you guys the albums I picked up. All right, first album I'm gonna show you guys is Brand Nubian's third album, Everything Is Everything, released in 1994. This was the only Brand Nubian album that I didn't pick up, you know what I mean? So I finally got my hands on it. Known for singles like Word Is Bond, Hold On was a single too, and I believe that was it. I think, yeah, Word Is Bond, Hold On, and I believe that was it. Might be another single, I'm not sure. But yeah, finally got my hands on it, and I'm glad, and it's safe to say that I have all of Brand Nubian's albums, because I have One For All, In God We Trust, this album, Foundation. I got Fire in the Hole, and I have the Time Is Running Out album. But yeah, definitely expect reviews on that. I did a review on their One For All album that came out in the 90s. So yeah, Brand Nubian, Everything Is Everything, released in 1994. Next album I have is one of my all-time favorite bands of all time. Is a trip-hop group or a band, and that band is Portishead. Portishead, this is their second album, self-titled album. Fucking sick music, man. Yeah, I love that music, man. That shit is so dark and gritty, but very atmospheric at the same time. It definitely has like a hip-hop feel to it, but it sounds like some shit that you would hear in movies and stuff like that, you know what I mean? That could be played for like, it could be a soundtrack for like a, you know, for like an independent movie or some shit like that. But yeah, Portishead, very dope. I believe the singles off this album, I believe, were I think Cowboys was a single, and 7 Months or Only You was a single. I'm not sure. But yeah, very dope, man. I highly recommend it. Definitely one of the best albums to come out of the 90s. I think music in general. I mean, this shit right here ain't nothing like it. I mean, there's been a lot of carbon copies of Portishead, but yeah, man, they definitely set ground, you know what I mean? I definitely need to get more of their albums. They only have 3 albums. Their first album, Dummy, and then their third album, Third, that came out back in 2008. But yeah, they definitely need to put out more music, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, very dope. I highly recommend it. Then we got 50 Cent's latest album, Animal Ambition. This was released in 2014, last year, so it's not that old, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, when I got my hands on this joint right here, this is the special edition. It comes with the DVD, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, there's videos for all the songs. I could be wrong about that. I know Hold On was a single, The Funeral was a single too. I think Smoke was a single too, featuring Trey Songz. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just got it. It was cheap. It was like $9.99. So I was like, you know, let me pick it up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, 50 Animal Ambition, released in 2014. Then we got Common's 2008 album, Universal Mind Control, released in 2008. This was released 1 year after his Find It Forever album. I showed you guys, I believe, that album on my last CD collection. But yeah, this is I believe it's his 8th album, I want to say. I'm not sure. He got mad albums. But yeah, finally got my hands on this joint right here. I heard bad reviews about this album, but I'll definitely review that anyways. You know, I'm a completist, you know, when it comes to certain artists. Like, if I have one person's album that I like, I'm like, fuck it, let me just pick it up, get it all out, you know what I'm saying? So, and that was the case with this. You know, I wasn't like in a like big rush to get this album, but it was dumb cheap. It was like $3.99 or some shit like that. So picked it up on the strength and shit. So there it is. Universal Mind Control by Common, released in 2008. Then we got David Banner and Ninth Wonder's collab album. Death of a Pop Star, released in 2010. I didn't even know this album came out, to be honest with you. I really did not know. This had to be like under the radar or some type of shit like that. Cause I don't remember seeing any videos or any promotion on this album. Probably had videos, but I wasn't really paying attention. I'm not the biggest David Banner fan, excuse me. But from time to time he does deliver, you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely Pop Star by featuring David Banner and Ninth Wonder, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, released 2010. Then we got Case, Open Letter, released in 2001. Very, very good album. Everybody knows Case from like back in the mid-90s. He came out with that song Touch Me, Tease Me, I believe that the song is called. It came out like back in like 96. That's what a lot of people know him for. But and I believe he came out with a second album called what's that shit called? I believe it was called Personal Conversation. I believe it came out like in like 99 or something, 98, 99. And 2 years later he came out with this album right here. Very, very good album, man. I highly recommend it. This shit right here, I mean, the song Missing You. Matter of fact, that song Missing You, that was actually my introduction to Case, you know what I mean? I've always loved that song. Love the video. The video is like when he's in the desert and shit like that. Very, very, very dope. But yeah, highly recommended. This is when R&B was actually good, you know what I mean? Before it kind of like tanked down. To me, R&B kind of went downhill, in my opinion. I would say maybe like around 2003, I want to say 2003, 2004. It's been kind of hit and miss in my opinion. But yeah, Case, Open Letter, I highly recommend it. He's definitely one of those R&B singers from the 90s that's like a rare breed that still do their thing. Like I love that branch of R&B singers from that time, like from the mid-90s, early to mid-90s, like, you know, like people like Donnell Jones, Maxwell. Even Maxwell's more neo-soul, if anything. You know, Case, Tank is dope too. You know, Aaron Hall, Rome, you know, people like that. Carl Thomas, you know, people like that. That's Chico DeBarge, you know, cats like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, highly recommend it, man. I fucking love this album. Got the Gravediggers playing in the background. On their I think their latest album that came out back in 2001 called Nightmare in A Minor, which was alright. You know, I'll definitely be doing a review on that album. But anyways, getting back to the next album, Gangsta Pat Tear Your Club Down, released in 1999. For those who don't know Gangsta Pat, he's an MC from Memphis, Tennessee. He's a big legend in the Memphis underground hip hop scene over there in Memphis. He's been putting mad work since the early 90s. You know, around this time, you know, Tear Your Club Down, you know, he had beef with DJ Paul, you know, the whole 3 6 Mafia group and stuff like that. And you know, I don't really know why it went down like that. I think it was because I guess like they bit off somebody's like each other's styles, some shit like that. I don't know. My man, the Cool One 83. I think that's. I'm apologize if I said your name wrong, but he actually explains that beef very well. You can tell he knows his shit when it comes to like, you know, underground down south, like the Memphis scene. Like when it comes to like down south hip hop, he has his shit on lock. The Cool One 83. Shout out to you. Yeah, you definitely the man when it comes to that shit right there. But he definitely explains that part very well. So, but yeah, and this is like when he was going at, you know, 3 6 Mafia with Tear Your Club Down, because on their first album, Mystic Styles, that came out in '95, they had a song called Tear the Club Up. You know what I'm saying? And also, it's also featured on their Live by Your Rep EP as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Gangsta Pat, I'll definitely be doing a review on this album, so stay tuned. I just got mad albums I gotta review, so, and don't worry guys, I'll be doing a lot more reviews, so stay tuned for that, alright? Gangsta Pat Take Your Club Down, released in 1999. Then we got DJ Hurricane, Don't Sleep. I believe this is his second or third album, released in 2000. For those who don't know who DJ Hurricane is, he was the DJ for a group called the Afros back in the early 90s. I believe they only came out with like one album and it just defunct, or I think they only came out with one single or some shit like that. I don't remember, but it was like a very short-lived group. And then later on, and then like sometime in the early 90s, he actually joined forces with the Beastie Boys. So I want to say like around the Check Your Head era is when he kind of like joined forces with with the Beastie Boys, and so he's known for his affiliation with the Beastie Boys. That's where a lot of people really know him from the Beastie Boys. Not so much, I mean, people know him from the Afros, but the Afros was kind of, like I said, it was kind of like a cult group in a sense, like where it was kind of like they were in and they came out, and they just, that's it, you know what I mean? They never were heard since, so a lot of people might not even remember who the Afros were, you know what I'm saying? But they definitely know him for his affiliation with the Beastie Boys, excuse me. But yeah, this is I believe it's his second album, because I do have his first album that came out in '95 called The Hurrah, which I do have in my collection. It's just like a compilation album of MCs just rapping over his beats and stuff like that. But yeah, Don't Test Me, released in 2000. Then we got West Side Connection's second album, Terrorist Threats, released in 2003. This is their second and the last time they ever came out with. Yeah, man. I picked it up just because, like, since I have Bow Down, I was like, you know what, I got it for cheap. I think it was like $4.99, so I was like, alright, let me pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll definitely be doing a review on this song right here. But yeah, West Side Connection, known for singles like Gangsta Nation, featuring Nate Dogg, rest in peace Nate Dogg. You know what I'm saying? They're not together no more. They don't get along. You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of inner turmoil within the group, a lot of egos and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Terrorist Threats by the West Side Connection, released in 2003. Like I said, it's their second and the last song they ever put out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Then we got Sheek Louch's second album, After Taxes, released in 2005. This album came out, I believe, 2 years after Walk With Me, which came out back in 2003. Known for the singles Two Guns Up, which was a big summer banger, like back in the summer of '03. I mean, you couldn't walk around the streets without hearing that song. Like, that's how poppin' that shit was, especially in the summertime. But like I said, this album came out 2 years after. I believe the singles off this album are yeah, I can't remember the singles of this album. I'm pretty sure somebody, like, when I look it up, like, I'm pretty sure I'll know it. But yeah, this is actually a good album, man. I actually like it a lot. Definitely has a lot of dope tracks and stuff like that. But yeah, Sheek Louch, After Taxes, released in 2005. The thing with Sheek Louch, when they were really big on the mixtape circus back in the early 2000s to the mid 2000s, Sheek Louch, like, he was killing it, you know what I mean? Like, he used to say some crazy shit, but then it's like, over the years, man, he's just kind of been hit or miss for me, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't really check for him like that, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like Styles P and Jadakiss, I'm checking for them. But even Jadakiss is kind of shaky too. He's been kind of hit or miss, but he's dope in the lyrics. But Styles P, I feel like he's gotten better over the years. He's matured as an artist and stuff like that. But anyways, enough for that. DJ Clue, The Professional Part 3, released in 2006. Yeah, man. DJ Clue, I definitely grew up on his mixtapes back in the late 90s, you know what I mean? I was too young to remember his stuff in the early 90s, but, you know, I definitely remember his stuff in the late to the from the early 2000s, you know what I mean? Anything like DJ Clue had, you could tell, you could definitely tell it was exclusive. Like, he was like one of the first people to have that, you know what I'm saying? Illuminati! Like, yo, like, I miss that, man. Like, that was New York when New York was New York, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the music scene, you know what I mean? But yeah, I miss those days, you know what I'm saying? But it's just something that you'll never hear anytime soon or anything again. I don't know what DJ Clue's doing these days, but, you know, I'm just glad that he, his contribution to hip hop, especially like in the mixtape scene, you know what I mean? So, shout out to you, DJ Clue. And he's from Queens too, so, I believe he's from Murdoch Avenue. I believe like Queens Village, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, for those that's not familiar with Queens Village is like, you know, around like the Hollis area, you know, around that area, Hollis, Queens, you know, it's like near that area, Queens Village, Murdoch Avenue, St. Albans, you know, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, just thinking about that shit makes me homesick right now. But yeah, this is pretty much, you know, stuff that, you know, he just, I guess he made the beats and then, or he just like exclusive tracks that he had people make for him and then he's put on his album. Just like the first two professional albums. I have to get those albums too. But yeah, very good, very, very dope. I like it a lot. Yeah, these are cool. The Professional Part 3 released in 2006. Alright. Then we got Silver Rings I, released in 2007. I guess though I would say this is his first professional debut album, because I believe he came out with an album back in like the early 2000s, but that shit's extremely hard to come by and it's rare as shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was released in stores or it was just like only like a mom and pop stores, I'm not sure, or if it was like an internet release only type of album, but yeah, he's an affiliate of Wu. You know, very, very dope producer and MC too. What I like about Silver Rings, he definitely has like that vintage Wu type of production with his shit, you know what I'm saying? Something I feel like Wu definitely needs. And I know a lot of people gonna say, well, Wu, you know, this is not the Thirsty, you know, they can't rap like the 36 Chambers, which I can understand. But the shit that they talk about, they need grimy beats. I'm sorry, they just need those grimy ass beats. But yeah, Silver Rings, I released in 2007. This actually comes with a DVD. I'm pretty sure the DVD just comes with like, I guess like, you know, live performances, interviews, studio sessions, you know, things of that nature. You know, all the good stuff. But yeah, I got this for the dump cheap. I got it for I think like $2.99 at FYE. So yeah, Silver Rings. I released in 2007. Alright. Then we got Planet Asia, the Jewelry Box Sessions, released in 2007. Planet Asia, he's definitely one of the most underrated MCs, man, out of the West Coast. He's definitely one of my favorite MCs. That nigga can spit, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I like about him, like, he's not the stereotypical G like the gangster rapper from LA. Like, he just spits, you know, he's an MC that spits, man. This spit rhymes and rap over dope beats, man. That's what he's about, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to call that backpack rap or rapidy rap type of stuff, which kind of pisses me off because, like, that's the thing I hate about hip hop is that, you know, people always like to put a label to things. Like, you know, if you're not doing what the norm is now, you know, people will put a label to, like, or if you're not doing like EDM or like pop type of shit, like, oh, you're dead. And if people look down to those kind of rappers, like, oh, that's all he can rap over, he's one-dimensional. Okay, then if that's the case, what about the people that always rap about the shit that, oh, going to clubs and stuff like that? That's one-dimensional too. Like, let's keep it funky. I mean, I like going to clubs and stuff like that, but not all the time. Like, I can't relate to that all the time. Like, I don't go out like that, you know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different topic. But anyways, getting back to this joint right here, the Jewelry Box Sessions. Yeah, very, very dope, you know what I'm saying? Highly recommend it. You know, nothing to it. You know, just him just spitting over dope beats. You know what I mean? Planet Asia, released in 2007. 1 year later, he had came up with Pain Language with DJ Muggs. DJ Muggs and Planet Asia came out with an album. It's a you know, collab album. You know, DJ Muggs doing all the beats. No, it's not. I was gonna say this is the first album. No, it was Sick Jack and DJ Muggs. That was like the first album that kind of sparked that collaboration album. You know, when it came to like DJ Muggs, you know what I mean? Sick Jack was the first dude. Sick Jack of Psycho Realm, very dope MC, very underrated in my opinion. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I just ate. So yeah, Pain Language, very, very dope. The beats on here are fucking sick. He delivers. DJ Muggs, I feel like over the years he's gotten better over the years. I mean, he's always been dope to me, and you know, he's just like one of those producers that's gotten better over the years. I mean, like, not to say his stuff back in the day was whack, because it's far from whack. In fact, I prefer his older beats when he was making with the SP1200. But yeah, he definitely delivers. Now, from what I understand, he kind of does like EDM. I've heard some of the stuff like dubstep. He does dubstep, EDM type of stuff. I was listening to it. I didn't really care for it too much. It's like, I didn't say you're trying to branch out and you're trying to do different things, but I don't know. It's just it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, very dope album. Supposedly he's supposed to record a collab album with Mayhem Moran. Mayhem Moran, he's definitely one of my favorite MCs out now, cause that nigga, he's just so ill. Like, he just remind me of like those MCs you would have heard back in the Stretch Barbito days. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about him. He's just like so street, and he keeps to himself. You know, he just kind of like, he does him. You know, that's what I like about him. But getting back to Planet Asia and DJ Muggs, very, very dope. There's a song called Pain Language, the self-titled song, and the same title as the album. Check out the Alchemist remix. Oh my god, Alchemist gives him a crazy ass beat. You know what I'm saying? Alchemist, he's definitely one of those producers that definitely gotten better over the years. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, DJ Muggs, Pain Language, and Planet Asia, Pain Language, released in 2008. Then show you guys the last three, the creme de la creme in my opinion. This album right here, I've been trying to get my hands on. Very hard to come by, but it's surprisingly cheap. And this album is Jazzy Hop Soul by Clever Jeff, released in 1994. Very dope West Coast hip hop, very, very dope. Yeah, man, this album right here is fucking sick, man. It's very jazzy, boom bap type of stuff. Yeah, if you guys like stuff like, you know, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, like that kind of jazzy type of production, then you'll definitely enjoy this album right here. It kind of reminds me of I don't know if you guys are familiar with that dude Dred Scott. He came out with an album called Breaking Combs. It kind of reminds me of that, and he's from the West Coast too. Dred Scott, he's a dope MC / producer. He also did the production on Adriana Evans' first album, the self-titled album. I need to get my hands on the album. Very, very, very dope. Definitely has like a it's like one of those R&B albums that has like a hip hop production type of stuff, kind of like reminiscent to like Mary J. Blige, but like the production is definitely more rugged. You know, it's definitely more you know, hip hop based and stuff like that. But yeah, getting back to this album, I fucking love this album, man, right here. I believe he's from San Francisco. Yeah, it's just based on the Golden State Bridge, as you see right here. So that's telling me he's from San Francisco. But yeah, man, very, 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 very dope, man. I fucking love this album right here. I definitely gotta do a review on this joint right here. But yeah, I'm glad I own this joint right here. Very dope. Clever Jeff, Jazz Hop Soul, Jazz Hop Soul, released in 1994. Pick it up. I believe he has an album that came out in 2004. I didn't hear it. I don't know if it's good or not. I don't know if any of my subscribers heard it. Let me know if that's good or not. If it's worth picking up, just holler at me. You know what I'm saying? And last two, I've been trying to get this album for years. It's an album I should have been had for years ago, but I never got around picking it up. And this is a lesson for you guys. When you see something that you know you're gonna get, that you want, pick it up right away, because I had to learn the hard way where like I was trying to look for this album and it went out of print, and it was so hard to find. I ended up paying like full price for this shit, you know what I'm saying, which pissed me off. But and that album is Brotha Lynch's third album, Loaded, or I would say like his second full-length album. I really call this his third album because 24 Deep, even though it was like more like an EP, but I feel like it was like more of an album. So but anyways, getting back to this album right here, Loaded, very, very dope, very dark, very mellow but dark at the same time, very gritty, very like kind of like dark, mellow, horrorcore type of beats, kind of like that real night creeping type of music. That's what I like to call his music right here, especially this album. But yeah, this is the 2005 re-release version, reissue I should say, excuse me. And it's funny too because I got this off eBay. I got this I think for like $16.99 on eBay, and the other day when I went digging at FYE, I found the shit for $3, so I ended up picking that shit up too. And no, I'm not giving that away. I'm keeping that shit right there because it's hard to come by. So I like to have copies of, you know, certain albums and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm glad I own this joint right here. Definitely one of his best albums to me. Brotha Lynch hung in his prime, in my opinion, because you know at the time, like, you know, this is before he got with like Sick Made Records and stuff like that. This is like before Tech 9 and stuff like that. But yeah, very, very dope. I highly recommend it. Like I said, before he fell off, in my opinion. But yeah, Brotha Lynch hung Loaded, released in 1997. And last but not least, this album I've been looking for years. I got it for a decent price. This was an eBay purchase. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Last album, I've been looking for this album for years, and I could finally say I have all their fucking albums. And this album is Organized Confusion's debut album, self-titled album, Organized Confusion, released in 1991. I'm so glad I found this out. I got this album, man. I've been looking for this album for years. It seemed like this album is the hardest to find, you know, out of all the three other albums they came out with. Even Stress is like the most common album. It's like the most popular album, you know, in the whole discography. And I do have Equinox, which is another underrated album. That's another album that's hard to find, but it's not as expensive as the first two. Cause even the Stress album went up in price. Now I'm paying I think like close to $20 for the album, and you know, and I should have bought it years ago when it was dumb cheap. But there you go. There I go again with the whole Brotha Lynch reference. But yeah, I'm glad I own this shit right here. I think I got it for like $12, like $15. But yeah, on eBay. But yeah, I'm glad I own it. I'll definitely be doing a review on this album right here. Very, very dope album. I fucking love this album. And that's it, people. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely expect more reviews, especially a lot more reviews this year. I've been slipping on that, just been busy with work and just among other things. But that's it, people. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Peace.